Alright guys, so I don't know how the hell they managed to keep this buried for so long, but apparently most people still don't know the real story about Drake and Millie Bobby Brown. And honestly, thanks to Kendrick Lamar absolutely destroying Drake in that diss track, the whole world is finally waking up to what some of us have been saying for years. You're looking at a guy with 170 million records sold, 193 awards, and a decade and a half of complete dominance in the music industry. But here's the thing nobody wants to talk about. Drake has a very, very weird history with underage girls. And no, this didn't start with Kendrick calling him out. This goes way back. One of the first proof was in 2010 when Drake was 23 years old. He was on stage at a concert, and he pulls a fan up with him. Normal concert stuff, right? Wrong. He started flirting with her, kissing her neck, touching her hair, and many other weird things. Then, and only then, does he ask her age. She said she was 17. He laughed, made some joke about going to jail, called her thick, and kept going. Like that somehow made it okay, but that was just the beginning. Fast forward to 2018. Millie Bobby Brown, the actress from Stranger Things, she was 14 years old, and she's standing on a red carpet casually telling the world that she and 32-year-old Drake text all the time. Her exact words were,
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely going to go and see him. I'm so excited.
Hold up, let me repeat that. A 32-year-old man is texting a 14-year-old girl saying, I miss you so much. Now I want you to imagine for a second, if your coworker, some random 32-year-old dude, told you he was texting a 14-year-old saying he missed her and giving her dating advice, what would you do? You'd probably call the police, right? But because it's Drake, the media called it cute and moved on, except it gets worse. Millie said he gives her advice about boys, but when asked what kind of advice, she giggled and said, that stays in the text messages. What the hell does that even mean? She told they first met backstage at his concert in Australia when she was still just a kid. Fast forward a year later, and she's calling him my man on red carpets, talking about hanging out in his dressing room. And this wasn't a one-time thing. In 2019, Billie Eilish, who was 17 at the time, revealed she was also texting Drake, called him the nicest dude ever. Again, what does a 33-year-old man have to discuss with a teenage girl he's not even related to? But here's where it gets really disturbing. Remember when Drake had that dinner date with Hailey Baldwin in 2016? She was 18 then, which sounds fine, until you realize they'd known each other for 4 years. Do the math. That means Drake first met her when she was 14 and he was 25. See the pattern here? It always starts the same way. They're just friends. Then suddenly, when they're old enough, there are dating rumors, but they met when they were 16 or younger. The thing is, grooming doesn't look like what you see in movies. It's not some creepy guy in a basement. Sometimes it's a charismatic celebrity offering mentorship. It looks like advice. It looks like support. It looks like I miss you. And when people started questioning these relationships, you know what happened? The girls defended him. Because of course they did. They were kids getting attention from one of the biggest stars in the world. Millie wrote in an Insta story, why you gotta make a lovely friendship your headline? You guys are weird. I'm lucky to have people extend their wisdom and guidance. But that's exactly how this works. The kid doesn't see anything wrong because they think they're special. They think they're mature for their age. They think this successful adult actually cares about them. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to face. If this wasn't Drake, nobody would be having this conversation. Almost everybody would have the same opinion. When Kendrick finally said what everyone was thinking, I hear you like him young, people stopped laughing because someone finally had the balls to say it out loud. Drake's response? He tried to flip it, saying he'd never look twice at a teenager. But here's the thing. It's not about whether he crossed some legal line. It's about why he keeps getting so close to it. Look, I'm not trying to destroy the guy's career here. I'm not jumping on some cancel culture bandwagon. But when you see a pattern this clear, when you see the same behavior over and over again, you have to ask yourself, why are we making excuses just because there's fame and money involved? Millie Bobby Brown was a child. Drake was a grown man. That's not mentorship. That's not friendship. That's a red flag we all chose to ignore because we didn't want to believe our favorite artist could be capable of something like that. And honestly, that's on us. We need to do better. We need to protect kids even when, especially when, the person they need protection from is someone we admire. I think I'm going to end this here, but let me know what you guys think. Have we been turning a blind eye to this stuff for too long? That's it for this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.